Hi, everybody. This is the first night of our brand new 6-week series. We're going to call this one Spring Fling, Falling in Love with You. And we're going to show you some really fun ways to take care of yourself and to enjoy yourself while you do it. So tonight we're going to be making our own perfumes. And we want to avoid using perfumes that are conventionally purchased from the store because there's a lot of crap in there. There's a lot of toxins. Have you ever been in an environment where somebody else is wearing perfume? And you kind of like sniffle and scratch your nose. Are you sensitive to, Diana's kind of grabbing her throat. Yeah, so me too. As a matter of fact, I used to teach Pilates, and if any woman came in to take a class and she was wearing perfume, you could see everybody's eyes just roll. I mean, it can be really kind of troubling for those around us, and yet we might think it smells great. But this is going to give us a chance to create a signature blend, and we're not going to be using any harsh chemicals to do it. We're going to be using our beautiful essential oils, and the blends can be any beautiful combination of citrus, floral, woodsy, spicy. So I'm going to give you lots of ideas for ways for you to try your essential oils. And I've recommended that people use a cotton ball, and you'll drop your essential oils on the cotton ball, and then you can put that, anywhere you want to, and just give it a little sniff. And then maybe place that on a piece of paper, and next to the cotton ball on the paper, just write down what was in it. That's just a healthy tip from a little disaster I had a few days ago. When I made a nice blend, I couldn't remember what I put in there. But I'd like to start class by just talking about why we wear fragrances anyway. So there's 4 reasons that I've discovered on why we want to wear a fragrance. And the first one is a pheromone. Do you know what that is? It triggers a hormone which stimulates sexual appetite. So it makes us more attractive to the opposite sex. I'm afraid those days are long gone, but anyway, that's one reason. Another reason is that fragrance creates a memory, and that can make us feel happy. So it attaches itself to our emotional system located within the limbic system. And a third reason is that fragrances can bring us to a place of calm and peace, which is why you often see them in beauty products and bath products, like bath salts and lotions and things. And then the last reason, which I think is the most relevant for us, is it shows up individually and directly influences our mood, confidence, and self-esteem. And I think that's why I wear fragrances, just to kind of make me stand out in a crowd, but in a good way. I said on Facebook that I had made a scent, just kind of a random scent with stuff I had in my bag. And when I went out to dinner with my mom, 3 people, the waiter, the guy sitting at the table next to us, and somebody waiting at the hostess stand, they all said, "Oh, you smell really nice." And the guy actually said to me, "Are those essential oils? It smells really good." So essential oils are not only, of course, popular for us, for our own personal use, but they're becoming more popular in the retail arena. Starbucks has a pumpkin spice latte that is one of the most popular selling beverages that Starbucks has ever created. And they think that the reason why it's so popular is because people love the aroma of the pumpkin spice, and it brings you back to, family time and holidays, kind of a place of comfortable and sweet emotions. The Lincoln Navigator, I don't know if you're familiar with that vehicle. It's this huge SUV. It's called the Navigator, but I call it the Aggravator because it's so big. It takes up the whole street. But when they were developing that vehicle, they wanted to get an understanding of who the customer was, who the niche was, who was the ideal customer avatar that's going to buy the Lincoln Navigator. And they gave a test market a series of questions that was supposed to tap into their lifestyle and their personality. And based on their answers, they were able to reveal whether those consumers liked particular types of aromas like fresh, floral, woodsy, or amber. And they've taken those aromas and they've actually put them into the Lincoln showrooms so that they'll inspire the right consumers to linger longer in the showroom. And I thought that was such an interesting article. I went ahead and posted it on our online oil camp. For those of us that do doTERRA as a side gig or a full-time gig, it could give us a reason to boldly step into the retail arena and offer some guidance in helping people set up diffusers with their own individual scents. I actually do some work with a woman who owns an Adam and Eve store. Are you familiar with Adam and Eve? So they sell sexy lingerie and sex toys, and they have paid some money to have this diffused aroma in their store. And so I wonder if they're tapping into those pheromones that we talked about a few minutes ago. So there's a woman whose name is Sue Phillips. She's the president and CEO of something called Centerprise and the Centarium. And she creates custom signature scents for people and brands. And she's the one that worked with Lincoln to help them assess the personality of their consumers. She says that retailers need to realize that tapping into those emotions and memories from scents makes for a better retail experience. And numerous studies have shown that when there is a pleasant aroma in the store, consumers linger longer. I don't know if you've ever been into, what's that place, Tommy Bahama? They have their own retail stores, and I always feel like they have a lovely aroma in those stores. Anthropologie has a nice aroma, and I think Julie told me that she discovered that they use vetiver, Karen, and spikenard together, and so that was their signature aroma. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to say about that. So I was developing a class a while ago, and I called it Taste of Temptation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up that handout for us to take a peek at. And there it is. So this was one that I created for a class that I had around Valentine's Day. And I started off with talking about the Aroma Touch Diffused Kit, and many of those essential oils can make a perfume. They smell beautiful just on their own. I just love wild orange and lavender together. It's a really pretty combination. If somebody was interested in buying the Aroma Touch Diffuse Kit, then the next month you could talk about adding other essential oils. And in this case, we are talking about how to use them aromatically just for the enjoyment of the aroma. But of course, we know that there are many therapeutic benefits to our essential oils, and we've talked about the ones that are in the Aroma Touch Diffuse Kit quite a bit. But let's spend just a moment and talk about the benefits of some of these other oils that could be making their way onto an LRP. So bergamot is a beautiful citrus oil, and it's used emotionally to improve self-esteem. I may have mentioned this before, but we have put bergamot and balance together, and we call this our badass blend. And so this is our team's signature blend. So it's bergamot and balance, and I don't really know what the proportions are for that, but we can experiment ourselves to see what we like. The bergamot is a very light aroma, and the balance is just definitely heavier, so it would take up more olfactory space, if you will. You'll just really notice the balance perhaps more than the bergamot. So you want to keep that in mind when you're mixing your products together, that there's a proportion that would be more pleasing to you, and you can experiment with that. And I'll give you some help with that on the next worksheet. Grapefruit is a gorgeous essential oil. I love grapefruit. Does anybody else just love that aroma? It's just so fresh and clean. It's really nice. It's beautiful in water. It's a really great way to detox, as is the bergamot. Any of those citrus oils are good for detoxification. Diluted with the fractionated coconut oil, they can be used topically on cellulite trouble spots. So who's interested in creating a cellulite challenge this spring? So maybe we'll do a little side class. I threaten to do it every year with the melt method, Diana, and essential oils together to see if we can't, in fact, erase that cellulite that you see on the backs of other people's thighs, not your own, but other people. Okay, cedarwood is a nice essential oil too. It's very strong. It's got a good base to it, and it's one that I think has a good sticking power. I think it's got a long-term aroma. So the citrus oils evaporate rather quickly, so they're volatile compounds and they do evaporate. But cedarwood and frankincense too, they both have a more sticky aroma. Cedarwood can be applied topically on the abdomen to ease infections of the bladder, urinary tract, and vaginal infections. So it's a really important thing to consider when you're trying to help somebody else or yourself with some of those concerns. Cedarwood's also really good in shampoo. It can help your hair grow a little bit more. And then, of course, frankincense. Who doesn't love frankincense? It doesn't come in the Aroma Touch Diffuse kit, so we put it here as part of an LRP order. This one can be diluted with fraction of coconut oil to cleanse breast tissue, and you use it twice a day for 30 days, 3 to 4 times a year. So you could use this, every other month, and it would be a great protocol to keep breast tissue healthy. I think you may have heard from my friend Suzanne. She was on a women's wellness call right early on when we started our oil camp classes. And I asked Suzanne to come on because she had had kind of a scare with breast cancer. She had had some kind of a scan, kind of a thermogram kind of a scan, and it highlighted suspicious cells in the body, and it highlighted suspicious cells in her breast tissue. And, like a lot of doctors, they say, okay, well, this is what we see, but we can't have you come in again for another exam for a month or 2 months. It was kind of a long time. So she was kind of quietly, maybe not so quietly, panicking about the news that she'd been given, that she had these suspicious cells in her breast tissue, and yet she really couldn't do anything about it for quite some time. So she had learned that you could put frankincense on your breast, and it would be an anti-tumor product. So I can't say that it cures cancer, but I think I can say that. And I called her a Frankenboob because she just did that on the one. And the next time she went in for a thermogram, there were no suspicious cells. I know. So it's really a very powerful essential oil, and it could be a protocol that might be worth exploring. Okay, so down here at the bottom of my handout, I have 3 perfumes, a Bliss, a Terra, and an Urban. And sometimes I find that I don't want to smell too sweet or too flowery. So I have 2 sort of unisex essential oils. So if you have a man in your life, so maybe John likes to wear a scent, and so the Urban and the Terra could be appropriate for guys. And I don't know about the Bliss perfume. I think it's really pretty, but maybe that's one that is a prettier smell. So maybe it would be more appropriate for a woman. I would like to ask you a question, both of you. Oftentimes we have these make and takes, and I always wonder, should I give you a label for your rollerball? Because I make these labels, but I'm not really sure about distributing them to you. Is it something that you would use? Is it something, how would I get it to you? Would I send it to you in the mail, or
I make
how
my
would
own
you
labels. I just
Yeah,
go
they're not
into
hard to do.
Word and type it in and print a label off and stick it on my bottle.
There you go. So it's no biggie. So you can just go ahead and take
Yep.
it from here. Diana, do you have any preference? Does it matter to you if you have a label on your rollerball?
Yeah, I've been wondering how to label them. I kind of have certain ones in certain spots that, like, kind of that one is that thing and that is that thing, and I haven't figured out a good way to label them. So I know you talked about a pen at one point, but I haven't gotten it.
Okay, so how would you be happiest with labels? Is that something you would want me to mail to you? If I had a PDF file, would you print your own? I use the Avery labels, and I think I can just send you the PDF and you could print them yourself. And you don't have to commit yourself to printing a whole sheet. You can just print, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Maybe that would be the way to do it. All right, let's try. I'm going to go ahead and after class, I'll see if I can put that PDF on the online Facebook page, and let's see if you can download it and print them.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember, I'm not a Facebook person.
Oh, how about in the
I can just pick it up like at Melt or something.
At Melt? How about if I put it in the email? How I send out a replay of the class?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, email is fine. I just don't do Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well, you're the smart one. Hi, Julie. So Julie said she had to wash her face, so she looks nice and shiny and clean from here. Okay. So I'm going to go on and share the other page that I have for you. Page number 1. So this is from Aroma Tools. We went ahead and bought these tear sheets. So Karen, this might be something that you would like to have as you're teaching classes. These handouts are such great resources. So there's a reason why I sneeze and my eyes water when other people are wearing perfume, and it's because there are just lots of toxic chemicals in our perfumes. And I have kind of an interesting story for you. I was watching television not too long ago, and it was a story about France. And I'm actually going to France, so I was really intrigued by the story. And it was about Coco Chanel going to a perfumer and making that Chanel No. 5. And the perfumer, I think I'm saying that right, had developed 5 different variations of a perfume, and Coco Chanel was going in to pick the one that she liked the best. And so which one did she pick? No. 5. That's why we call it Chanel No. 5. Well, after Coco Chanel had left the shop, she went back to her office and she got a phone call from the perfumer, and he said, I am so sorry, but we've made a mistake on that formulation, and we have actually added a synthetic compound to that perfume. Prior to that, the perfumes were all made with different types of essential oils, but they had added a synthetic to Coco Chanel's. And she said, I don't care, that's the one I like. And so it sounds like that was kind of a turning point in the perfume industry, that they were like, okay, well, if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for everybody. So there's artificial synthetic fragrances in your perfumes, right? So we're going to make our own that are clean and beautiful and actually therapeutic. Okay. So common organic components of perfumes. So we have these essential oils that are broken up into various categories. It's kind of interesting to see where the essential oil comes from. So for cassia and cinnamon, it's coming from bark. And also, I guess it's down there. So flowers, we don't have carnation, but we have clary sage. We don't have honeysuckle. We have jasmine, lavender, neroli we have, and rose and ylang ylang. So those would be some of the flowers that would be good additions if you were interested in making a floral perfume. And then we have the fruits, which are primarily citrus. Remember, those are volatile compounds, and the citrus oils will evaporate quickly, so it's not really a long-lasting aroma. We have essential oils that come from leaves: basil, cilantro, eucalyptus, lemongrass, melaleuca, and patchouli. Some people love patchouli, and patchouli is one of those that I think has a really good sticking power, just kind of last a long time. We have essential oils that comes from resin. Although copaiba isn't listed here, copaiba does come from a resin, as does frankincense and myrrh. And you can almost tell that it's got kind of a thick, kind of a syrupy consistency to it. There's your vetiver, Karen. Vetiver comes from roots, so ginger and vetiver both come from roots. And vetiver comes from a grass that's grown in Haiti. There's a really beautiful video. I think it's a Healing Hands or Co-Impact sourcing video that we can put up on the YouTube site. I've probably posted that before, but it's a really beautiful video. And then we have our seeds, of course, black pepper, cardamom, coriander, fennel, and nutmeg. We don't have vanilla, but we have essential oil blends that have vanilla in it, like Serenity. And woods, we don't have agarwood, but we do have cedarwood, juniper, we have sandalwood. Okay. And we also have Douglas fir, which is a pretty perfumey essential oil. Okay, so now we have this like color wheel, and it's dividing up the aromas into particular categories. So soft floral, oriental, woodsy, and it just breaks them all up. And so you can start to appreciate that you're ideally interested in blending 3 essential oils that are coming from each one of these categories. So something floral with something woodsy and something oriental. So I don't know if anybody has ever done any painting, but when you have a color wheel and you work with color, often it's nice to pick 3 colors on the color wheel, and they sort of complement each other. So I think that's probably where it comes from. So from here, you can look over to the left and you see that the floral oils blend well with citrus, woodsy, or spicy oils. So you could take from a floral and add it to those other oils. Or you could go with these more oriental oils, which are ginger, patchouli, jasmine, and frankincense, and they blend well with the florals, the spicy, and the citrus. And then the woodsy oils can go with just about anything. And then they have this fresh category, which neroli fits in there. If you haven't treated yourself to the neroli essential oil, it's a beautiful one. I love that one. So that's one of Julie's favorites too. I know she likes neroli. So a good way to start making your own perfume is to ask yourself if you resonate in a positive way with these oils. So you kind of pull out the patchouli and say, does this one do it for me? Or am I going to pick maybe sandalwood or vetiver for that woodsy category of aroma? I love jasmine. And it's funny, I know a lot of people kind of get turned off by jasmine. They think it's a little strong. But I made a perfume recently for the girls that are going to France. And I thought it would be a nice gift for them to take home a little 5 ml roller bottle. Let's see. So I just made a little 5 ml roller bottle, and it's got the little roller cap on it. And I got these at Aroma Tools. They make the nicest little gifts, so I could just roll that perfume right on. And it's not a big commitment. You know, if they didn't like it, it's no big deal. You didn't use a lot of your oils to make it. Makes a nice gift. Again, Aroma Tools. You can buy those through Aroma Tools. Or, of course, you can make something larger. This is a 10 ml. You can also get a 5 ml bottle, so that would be a little bit smaller. But you can just play around with your aromas that you're after, put it into whatever bottle you like, and we'll talk more about sort of the proportions of that on the next page. So let's go ahead and pull the next one up. Okay, so this is the back side of this handout, and what they're saying here is your ingredients are 6 to 10 drops of essential oils, and I would say that you can be a little bit more liberal with your essential oils if you want to. I use a lot more because I really want to have that aroma. I want to really smell it. And 2 teaspoons of carrier oil, and they're saying you can use coconut, sweet almond, jojoba, any kind. They also recommended a little bit of 70% alcohol or vodka, and I didn't put that in there. I just used essential oils and fractionated coconut oil, and you can smell it just fine. It doesn't, it may separate, I don't know, but it didn't seem like it was a big deal. They did say that you'd want to make a sample first, and then you can always add more oils to the mixture later. And I would definitely do that. I would put my oils in the roller bottle, give it a good little sniff, and if you wanted to kind of flavor it up, because it is a little bit like cooking, just add a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, and then top it off with the fractionated coconut oil. Okay.
Do you have a preferred oil, carrier oil that you like to use?
I just use this one. I use this one. I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I think the fractionated coconut oil is so good is because it has a really long shelf life. I was surprised to learn that oils like sweet almond, sunflower oil, what are some of the other ones? Argan. They have a shorter shelf life. If you're interested in aromatherapy for pets, there's a wonderful book, and it's called Holistic Aromatherapy for Pets. And in that book, hi Julie, in that book, she has a chapter on carrier oils, and she lists the longevity or the shelf life of the oils. So if you're going to be making yourself a product that you're not going to use every day, you know, you're going to use it more, then probably the fractionated coconut oil or the jojoba oil is a good way to go because it'll last a good long time. Does that make sense, Karen? Hi, Julie.
Hi. On next week's handout, it talks about the different carrier oils and what they're good for. I never knew that like different people should use different carrier oils. you know, that they're for, you know, acne prone skin, mature skin, you know, the heavier ones. So I've always used grapeseed, and that is not for me. So yeah, so we will talk more about carrier oils next week.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really helpful. All right, so yeah, yes, I guess just use your best judgment and come back next week and learn from Julie. Okay, let's see. So the directions for making your own perfume, we're going to change this around just a little bit. You can do it, of course, you can do it the way that it's printed on the sheet. But you can get a 10 ml bottle and add approximately 6 to 10 drops of essential oils. Getting the correct proportion is key to creating your own custom perfume blend. For beginners, we recommend using the recipe below. And then when you create your own blend, you can use this as a starting point. So you can see that your essential oils are divided into top notes, middle notes, and base notes. And your top notes are going to have 3 drops of oils. The middle notes have 2 drops, and the base has 1. So the top notes are those citrusy oils. Those are the ones that evaporate quicker, right? So you're going to want to have more of that. And the base notes are kind of the heavier, more dense aromas. So it says to fill the bottle, then add the carrier oil and a little bit of vodka, shake it well. And it's also recommending that you let it sit for 2 to 3 days before using. I do not have patience to wait 2 to 3 days. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. And of course, you can put it on your wrists or on any of your pulse points. So here are some more of the recipes that you can play around with: Secret, Rebel, and Urban. And then what I thought was fun was right down here. So these are breaking up the essential oils that you're familiar with into the top notes, the middle notes, and the base notes. So remember, you're going to have 3 drops. I'm going to write that down. So remember, 3 drops of 2 drops and 1. And we have the top notes getting 3 drops, and the middle notes getting 2, and then the base getting 1. Okay, and it's saying that you want to put about 6 drops in your 10 ml bottle. So you would follow the recipe just as it is here. So for instance, if we go into the essential oils under the top notes and you just said, okay, I'm just going to use 3 drops of basil, and I'm going to put 2 drops of black pepper, and I'm going to put 1 drop of cassia. That would be your recipe for the 10 ml bottle. All right. Or you could make it a little beefier by considering that you have 120 total drops in here. Wendy's new math. And now I have 60 if I divide it in half, because remember, I'm going to fill half of this with essential oil, and then I'm going to pump the rest with the fractionated coconut oil. So I have 60 drops, right? So I'm going to want maybe 30, 20, and 10 drops. So I would add 30 drops of the top note, 20 drops of the middle, and 10 drops of the base to equal 60. And that would just give me more aroma, a tremendous amount more aroma. And I just feel like 6 drops just isn't enough. I don't know what you think, but I don't think it's enough. Okay, so I recently made an essential oil for the ladies. And what I did was I used wild orange, and that was my top note. And my middle note was lavender. And my base note was jasmine, and it came out beautiful. And I just put it in this little tiny bottle. And I put 3 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of lavender, and 1 drop of jasmine. Filled the rest up with the fractionated coconut oil, and it was a beautiful blend. Okay, so that's one option. Or again, you can really give yourself a good, strong perfume. So the way that I did it when I was playing around was I got some cotton balls and I played around with the essential oils that are listed under top notes, middle notes, and base notes until I came up with my wild orange, lavender, and jasmine. So is anybody going to play around with their oils tonight, Karen?
Yeah, I have been.
Good. Okay.
But I didn't like what I did. I didn't have any, I didn't have any sandalwood, so I tried cedarwood, and that wasn't working for me.
So which did you use? What
I did the bergamot, the frankincense, and it called for sandalwood, but I didn't have sandalwood here on my desk. So I used cedarwood, and yeah, that one wasn't working for me.
It's strong, isn't it? The cedarwood.
It's very strong. Can you get jasmine in a bottle, or does it only come in a touch, a roll-on?
It comes in a roll-on, but I'm very happy
you
asked me that question because my sweetheart Julie gave me this little tool, and you can get these through Aromatouch, right, Julie? And they just ease the cap. Let's see if I can make this come down onto the table.
Wendy doTERRA has them in their supplies too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got one of those little tool thingies.
Mm-hmm.
And you just take it off. And then you could use an eyedropper and just extract your oil with an eyedropper and then drop it into your bottle. Okay? So that would be one way to do it. And that gives you a little bit more option with regards to the florals, since we have neroli and rose and the jasmine. So how nice is that? So I liked that one that I made for the ladies so much that I think I'm going to have to do that for myself tonight. So I'm going to be putting 30 drops of wild orange. That's my 30. And I'm going to put 20 drops of lavender. Which I might not have quite enough right here. I'll have to add more later.
And what was the other one? Wild orange, lavender, and?
Jasmine.
Oh, I have to go get my jasmine. Ooh, just the lavender and the wild orange is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. I love lavender and wild orange.
I would have never thought to put those two together.
I know, it's a surprise. I have to steal it from my okay, so now I've got 20 of those. And then I'm going to use 10 drops from jasmine. And I'm going to go ahead and use it from my touch. I do have it in a little bottle. I have it in a little 5 ml bottle. I sold so many enrollment kits one month that they sent me this as a little gift. So it's kind of precious to me. So I'm not going to use that. But I'm going to take out about, and maybe because there's fraction coconut in there, I might just do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I want to add a little bit more, I can. And then I'm just going to kind of give it a little shake. And now I've already made this before, so I know what it's going to smell like. It's pretty. I'm going to add a little more jasmine. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest. And that's my personal signature blend. And I could use any one of the labels that I'm gonna send out in my email. Oh, it's so pretty. But let's play around with some other ones. Let's see. How about something, what do you think, Julie, about eucalyptus? Want to try something with eucalyptus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Julie's a big fan of eucalyptus, so that's going to be my top note. And let's see what's going to go with eucalyptus. Maybe I can go back to that. There's no reference to eucalyptus there. So eucalyptus, and Julie, why don't you pick something from the middle notes and I'll combine that and see how it smells.
Need to do something different than neroli.
Yeah, do something weird, like something you wouldn't.
Lang Lang, eucalyptus and Lang Lang.
Oh, I have that.
Okay, and then let's have Diana pick out the base note. So I have all of these except cedarwood and amber.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person to pick stuff.
You don't even have to know. You're just going to pick one and we're going to try it. You don't even have to know what it smells like.
Well, it's interesting. Yang Yang is on both base and middle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So Wendy, top note means you smell that first.
Yeah, and it evaporates quicker.
Okay, so all of
it
those
doesn't have a
two.
long life.
And then it
Yeah,
leaves
that's
you
right
with,
there. The top notes are the first to evaporate and are therefore the first we tend to smell.
uh-huh.
And the middle notes are active the longest, lasting 1 to 3 hours in the main scent or body of the perfume. And then the base notes are the longest, several hours. So vetiver, Karen, when I put vetiver on at night and I put it on the back of my neck, I can smell vetiver when I wake up in the morning. It just has a long lasting scent. So how about if we do something weird like spikenard? Make a weird
That's
one.
weird.
I don't have that one.
So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 drops of my eucalyptus. And then I'll add 2 drops, because that's my middle, of ylang ylang.
I'm going to be weird. I'm going to.
Cotton ball. And then 1 drop of spikenard.
Oops. I don't have any of that.
The spikenard?
No, I don't. It's not in here. I put clove. I had clove. Oh, that's weird. Let's see if my cat comes and tries to bury me.
It's weird, but I don't hate it. I never would have thought to put them together. The eucalyptus is really strong. And then, I'm not a big fan of ylang ylang, but it's kind of subtle here, so it smells really pretty. It's changing even as I sniff it. And I am a big fan of spikenard. I actually really like that one. If you're working with dogs, spikenard is a good essential oil to have in your bag of tricks.
With what?
With dogs. So some of my pet care recipes use spikenard. So that's one. Let's see if we can do another one. How about spearmint?
Okay.
Spearmint.
I got that one.
Okay. So Karen, why don't you pick one from the middle notes, something that you have?
went and grabbed some more. Let's see.
Spearmint. And which one are you going to use next?
I'm looking here. See what I have in this box without having to go in the other room and dig through my big box. Lavender. Or we've already used
Lavender, spearmint. And Julie, you want to pick out the base note?
What do we have? Sorry. Lavender.
We have spearmint and lavender. Spearmint is the top note. Lavender is the middle.
Cedarwood.
Cedarwood.
Okay, where'd it go? I have that one somewhere. Yes.
Okay. So the spearmint's going to go first on my cotton ball, and I'm going to put 3 drops. 1.
I don't like spearmint alone, but I love it in a blend mixed with other.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I might like this one.
And while I'm thinking of it, Kimberly made a beautiful blend with green mandarin.
Ooh.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
Mm.
And now I can't remember what it was. I will post that for you I will send that to you, Diana, in an email, and I'll post it on Facebook. Okay, so I put my oils on. It smells like it smells like a Windex or something.
Most of the spearmint come through for me. Well, might be good for glass cleaning.
Yeah, the spearmint's a little strong. Okay, let's do another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick. I love lime. I think lime is really beautiful.
I love lime.
I love lime. And let's do, another interesting oil is fennel. A, B, C, D, there it is. I always think of Darby when I smell fennel.
I do too. And I don't use fennel much. And I'd like to, because it's really healthy for you. It's good for you.
And they smell really pretty together.
What's that? Which ones? Fennel and?
Fennel and lime. And I always like frankincense. So let's go ahead and do frankincense. Okay. So I'm going to get another cotton ball. My room smells very interesting. And I'm going to do, let's see, lime. I'm going to do 3 drops. That's my top note. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do fennel. That's going to be my middle. 2. And then my Frankie. I'm going to do 1. And I'm just going to put that on another part of my skin that I haven't. It's pretty. I'd put more lime in it, but I kind of like that one. The fennel is really like clean.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's very much a unisex oil. I think this one you could dress it up and you could add, again, I think the jasmine or maybe patchouli. Maybe patchouli would be nice. So Diana, how did you like that passion? Did you try that I sent you?
I haven't yet.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. I love passion. And it's got kind of a spicy, cinnamony kind of aroma. It's really, really pretty. I love that one. Is anybody using any of those, the passion oil? I love that one. No.
Wendy, in this handout up above, have you come across a way to do a spray? I don't know where I got this, but it's, you can I want to make a spray perfume. And
Yes.
this came from somewhere, Aroma Tools or somewhere.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it came from EO Life.
Yeah, and I just have one, so I'm assuming it was a free gift with one of my orders. But I thought I would make a spray so I could kind of, you know, just spray it on my scarf or whatever.
Love that idea. I love it.
Oh, Fine Mist stainless steel spray bottle
Did I?
right there. Under,
And where was it? Where from?
see where it says Fine Mist stainless steel spray bottle. So I guess you just take the same thing and you okay. So that must be where you put the alcohol. It'd be alcohol and water, I guess.
Am I missing
Through
something?
the Fine Mist
Yeah.
spray.
Is that from the handout?
I'm looking at this handout you have online. I love this handout. That's not the one we got though, is it?
No, I sent
This
my
one.
Taste of Temptation.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I thought I'd go over this one and share that one. But is it this one, honey? That's a spray?
I think so, because see over here under DIY, yeah, DIY, it says supplies, and it says Fine Mist stainless steel spray bottle. And it says you use your
Oh, I
oils
see.
or your carrier oils or vodka. So that must be
Aroma Tools?
How you do a spray. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to do that.
So that would be great for Mother's Day.
Uh-huh.
Container spray bottles. Do you think it would be there, maybe? Before we say goodnight tonight, I do apologize. I decided that I didn't want to do the chocolates because I felt like it was going to take us too long. But I also have some other things that I want to show you. Oh, so this is nice. See these little white misting spray tops? They fit in your 5 and 15 ml essential oil bottles. So you can recycle old bottles and you could turn that into a little spray bottle. This is a 15 ml.
I've been taking those little roller tops for the bottles, and I just put them in there. That way I don't ever have to touch the oil. I just roll it on.
I know. It's
You know.
nice. So Julie, here's your, if this is a 4 ml clear glass misting spray vial. So it's kind of small, but it's nice. And then and this is a 5 ml. This is sexy with the silver.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make this one up when we get done and see how I like these. I might get some more of these.
And where did you get them out?
You know, I don't know. I think it was a freebie with one of my orders. Wendy, I think
EO Tools or Aroma Tools or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm on Aroma Tools now, and I just found this one. This is 10 ml ombre rainbow colored glass vials with misting spray top. It's kind of doing its own thing here. Where did that go? Anyway, you can kind of explore. Oh, there they are. 10 ml rainbow colored glass vials with misting spray tops. Get 6 of them for $5.94. So they're out there. You just have to kind of look around a little bit. This is a pretty, I like this. This one's really pretty. It's just silver. 10 ml.
Where's the handout from?
The handout is from Aroma Tools, and I'll go ahead and send that to you in the email. All right. Yeah, that's a nice handout. It gives you a great, you know, opportunity to really play and explore. I have all these oils out on my desk. Okay. So do you have any questions about how to do that? It's pretty straightforward.
That was fun.
Super fun. It's really
was fun. I was looking forward to this class.
good.
Amazon has some frosted glass with the spray tops and the silver tops.
Amazon does?
Amazon, yeah. Oh, and then they have the ones like this in different colors in metal. I just Googled it and that's what popped up.
Oh, cool. So you could have your own little perfume party, you know, and just invite
They have the little French bottles, Wendy, with the big bulb atomizers on them. I don't know.
no.
You probably can't see that.
Oh, let's get some of those.
Yeah, the atomizer. Oh yeah, here's the purple one. How perfect.
You sent it on Amazon?
Yeah.
I remember my mom had one, and I loved going in and spraying it. It was fun.
Yeah, it's got the little bulb and the little hose.
Can you share that on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's leave the perfume world behind, and I wanted to share with you some new products that were introduced at convention. Leadership. So Leadership was an event that happened last week. We went on Sunday, the event started on Monday, and Tuesday, and finished up on Wednesday. I think there are about 3,000 wellness advocates there. You have to be a silver and above to go. And so Kimberly, Kathy, and I got a really fun Airbnb directly across the street from the convention center. We ate way too much. We had a blast. We were talking to the wee hours of the night. It was like 4 days of mentoring with those ladies. It was really fun. And while we were at convention, they shared some new products. So if you tried the Balance deodorant that was introduced at the fall convention, you may love that and you may hate that. For me, I actually had a little irritation from that particular formulation. So they told us at convention that they were developing another formula that would be more gentle on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a try. It's Douglas Fir and Greek Orange, and it is available now. So you can order this anytime. You can see that the wholesale price is $8.75. It's 5 PV, and the retail is $11.67, and it is a gigantic container of deodorant. So if you're interested in trying that, you should put it on your order. It sounds like it's going to be a great product. This is another new product. This is the Ginger Digestive Drops. I think this is going to be really helpful for people that have motion sickness or they just have a little delicate digestive system.
Did they have them there for you to try?
You know, they did, and I never got over there to get them. So unfortunately, but they did. I saw them in that product showcase. But I'm definitely going to try it. My mom's got some digestive issues, so I thought I would buy her a bag. So
weren't those supposed to be available today?
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah, because I had my daughter add them to her order for me.
Oh. I tried to buy them today and they weren't there.
Oh, they weren't there today? It was
Really?
Some of the product was supposed to be there today, and I didn't see it.
I saw it all yesterday.
It wasn't? Okay. I also need to tell you that they decided to rename Melaleuca. So Melaleuca is evidently the like, what am I trying to say, botanical name, and tea tree is the more commonly known name. So they decided to name the Melaleuca tea tree. So we use those names interchangeably anyway. Julie and I were talking about it, and we kind of wondered if they changed it because there's another MLM, and they're called Melaleuca. Have you heard about them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we thought, well, maybe this was just to kind of differentiate what we're doing at.
A lot of people get confused about that when you mention Melaleuca or Melaleuca oil, thinking that it comes from Melaleuca.
Right, and it actually says Melaleuca and in parentheses tea tree on my bottle. So it's just going to be flipped. It's going to be tea tree, and then underneath tea tree in little letters, it'll say Melaleuca. The other change to Melaleuca, I think, is a little a little potentially confusing. On our current bottles of Melaleuca, it says essential oil supplement. And on our new bottles, it's just going to say essential oil. Melaleuca or tea tree is generally regarded as safe. So there's a list called grass, generally regarded as safe. And so it is safe to consume. But in other markets around the world, evidently it's not generally regarded as safe. And it might be coming from a different formulation. But what we're getting is still going to be able to be consumed internally. Is anybody else confused by that?
I tell everybody, if it has supplement on it, you can take it. If it doesn't, you can't. Because people are like, how do I know if I can, take this internally or not? And I just say, if it says supplement on it, it'll tell you put 1 drop in water or whatever, you can take it. If it doesn't say it, don't take it.
Right. Right, and so this is the exception to the rule. It's not going to say supplement, but it is safe to take. So I find that a little confusing, but evidently that's why they had to do it. But I guess for us, the formulation has not changed, but the label has changed. Let's see. Let's go on to the Father's Day kit. So.
Oh, what about Mother's Day?
Oh, and I have the Mother's Day up here too somewhere. Oops. Mother's Day kit. Yeah, this is the Mother's Day kit. So it's that pretty Brevi diffuser, the small one, with that nice marble decoration, and a citrus bloom, which sounds beautiful. Wild orange, grapefruit, lavender, Roman chamomile, and magnolia. I think that sounds beautiful. That should be on your perfume chart. This is one actually you could make, right? But that's a very pretty oil, and it's a very reasonable price for the diffuser and the essential oil. Look at that, it's $44. That's pretty nice. So I hope that makes its way. And I think this is available on the 1st. And then this is the Father's Day one. It's a clip diffuser. And I saw it demonstrated on a little table fan. And they had the clip diffuser attached to the fan. And we got a chance to smell this Island Mint, which I think Julie said this was going to be her favorite. She thinks this is going to be pretty. We also have a new Citrus Bliss soap that's coming out. And I think
the yoga kit is available for individual.
Thank you. That's the one I was forgetting. Yeah, I couldn't find an image for that for tonight, but
what's the soap, Wendy? What's the citrus? Because don't we already have a Citrus Bliss bar soap?
Yeah, but this one has other products in it, some kind of moisturizing beads or something like that. I'm sorry, I really don't remember the difference, but it's back. And for a while, our moisturizing soap was out of stock. I don't know what the story is with that. I hope that all comes back. They did not give us a date for the Zendocrine complex as to when that would come back. It was alluded to, but we never got a date. It was a great event. It was terrific. We had the opportunity to hear directly from Dr. Hill, and he gave us a very frank and open discussion about the differences between CBD and copaiba. And I'm feeling inspired to do my own version of that conversation. I think it would really be an interesting topic. And I think that the CBD market is really expanding and growing, but you have to be careful. You have to know where the product is coming from. And there's many, many ways of delivering that product, everything from pet care products to mascara to, toothpaste, just about. So the delivery is a little suspect. You don't really know how much you're getting. You don't know what quality it is. And it was alluded to that doTERRA would be interested in pursuing a CBD if it could be guaranteed to be a certified pure therapeutic grade product. Maybe somebody can tell me, I'm not really sure about this, but Dr. Hill said that CBD is not an oil. It's a botanical, but I don't know the difference between the two. And as I looked online for some information about that, I really couldn't figure it out. Anybody know the difference between a botanical and an essential oil? Yeah, the language alluded me. I couldn't figure out the difference.
Well,
No, if it was like a dried.
isn't the oil, isn't essential oil distilled from botanicals? And then I was wondering if CBD is a resin. I don't really know anything about it.
I don't know. Every time I see it, it's like a dried herb. You know, you usually see it like hemp, like it's just marijuana. It's just like a dried herb. It's not like they've extracted an oil out of it. So anyway, we talked about that. Another thing that was really interesting, and they were very open about this, Young Living, which is a competitor to doTERRA, is creating a CBD oil that is infused with their essential oil. So in other words, you could get a CBD lemon oil or a CBD peppermint oil. And again, the question is, well, what is that CBD product? Where is it coming from? How much do you use? There's no guidelines for the dosage. And we were actually given some really clear dosages for various concerns with our copaiba oil, which of course is a certified pure therapeutic grade product, or it wouldn't be in our product line. Anyway, it was an interesting conversation, and they said that the CBD oil coming from Young Living was not being sold through their wellness advocates. It was being marketed on their own without their advocates. So it's kind of a direct competitor to what the wellness advocates are doing. So that seemed a little sneaky. And Dr. Hill said, we would never do that. We would never do that. We'd never sidestep the wellness advocates. So it was good to hear.
What exactly is CBD oil for? I have no idea.
Well,
I live in a bubble.
Okay, here we go. You ready? So there's a system of the body called endocannabinoid. And you have within the endocannabinoid system different types of cells, CB1 reactive cells and CB2 reactive cells. The CB1 reactive cells are attracted to CBD products. The CB2 reactor cells are attracted to the copaiba. So it's the chemical constituents of CBD and copaiba and their differences that makes them work within the endocannabinoid system. For the CB2 receptors, they're found primarily in the immune system and the glandular system. The CB1 receptors are found primarily in the central nervous system, your brain. So if somebody has sort of a neurological issue, a psychotic issue, then a CBD could be potentially helpful. If you have anything from immune issues to arthritis to liver toxicity to adrenal issues, then the copaiba is a more preferable product. Does that help you make some sense of that?
It does. It does. It's me, but I would still question that.
And I think that it's one.
Using something like that for liver toxicity makes no sense to me. But I don't know because I don't know anything about CBD. And it's everywhere. Right. It's everywhere, and everybody's getting in the CBD business.
Yeah, and the one thing about it, and a lot of them, they won't admit to it, but I've done the research, and I have a friend that she works in a job where they're drug tested randomly all the time. Mm-hmm. And she went to her doctor and asked her about the CBD, and he told her absolutely not, because you will probably test positive for THC. Even though everybody you talk to will say, oh no, CBD oil doesn't contain any THC. Well, it contains a minute enough, it's a minute amount, but it's enough that it will flag a drug test as positive.
That's like poppy seed muffins will tag a drug test positive.
Yep, for opioids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were also told that it's very expensive to isolate the CBD from plant material. And many manufacturers of CBD products are using a synthetic CBD, where copaiba is the natural plant chemistry. So we're not making a synthetic version of a copaiba, we're using that copaiba. So again, Dr. Hill was like, CBD is promising, but we just feel that it's not controlled well enough. There's not a reliable source for that. And he basically said, be patient. So it sounds like doTERRA would like to offer CBD, but not in the current environment in which it's found. So I thought that was interesting. There's a lot of really good information at leadership. And so Karen and Julie and Diana, if you want to come next year. It's going to be in Phoenix next year.
I'm in Phoenix?
Yeah.
God, I miss San Diego.
Oh, no, I loved Long
At the
Beach.
ocean. Yeah.
I'm like, geez, just when I get So if you don't have any questions, I guess I'll go ahead and just wrap it up. And thank you so much for being on the call tonight. And I will send out the AromaTouch 2-page handout that we reviewed tonight. And Julie's on tap for next week for her bath salts and balms class. Julie, do you want to do that here at my house, or do you want to do it from your house?
Yeah, I'll do it at your house. Yeah, I like the way that when you were working with making your your perfume tonight, you turned the camera to your hands.
Oh yeah, I just dropped.
That was awesome. Yeah, I love that. And I'd like to do that next week too, so they can see putting the salts and creams and things together.
Okay, great. That sounds fun. And why don't you come for dinner?
What?
Why don't you come for dinner beforehand?
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, ladies, you have a great night. Go ahead and start ordering those new products, especially the Mother's Day kit. I think that's really special. So lots of love to you all. Diana, I'm really happy to see you, and I'm glad to know that you're feeling better. When can we find you in a milk class again?
As soon as I get cleared from the doctor to normal.
Okay, I'll look forward to that. Keep in touch, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Bye, Karen.
Bye.
Bye, Diana.
Bye.